Ngizohamba ngomalume. You're on. Yeah. We running. Up and running.
Chill down, bro. Thoughts noticed.
Sure.
I
Why thoughts noticed actually, dog?
last time I uploaded a video was 3 months ago, and
You're back home.
yeah, I was back home.
That's crazy, dog.
Back home, crazy.
And so much has changed ever since then.
So much, bro. So much. And the last video, what's crazy is the last video. The title of the last video was Self Alchemy.
Self alchemy.
Yeah,
Wow.
because I had this idea of alchemizing myself or my personal life. See?
Let's give context to that.
Alchemy.
The concept of alchemy. That is one concept that I've been leaning towards for so many years, dog. Ever since we started reading
Yeah,
The
the
Alchemist.
Alchemist.
So we found a way to
Personalize
personalize
yeah.
it to our to our life experiences.
Yeah, yeah.
What does self alchemy mean to you?
Self alchemy. Okay, I think we should first describe what alchemy is.
Alchemy is, ne?
So back in the day, is it a myth or a true story? I don't know. But
No, remember until I wanted to get it said. Ega ipale Helvetius.
uh-huh.
Do you remember like
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. Helvetius. So essentially, there's this ideology ukuthi people can turn
Lead into gold
into
or
gold
metal.
or metal into gold.
Yeah,
Ne?
metal into gold.
Ancient Greek,
Yeah. I don't think it's Greek though.
but it's because Helvetius, the concept of Helvetius, he was a famous alchemist back then who used to live in Switzerland, right?
Okay.
And apparently, this guy was known for having the ability to turn metal into gold or lead into gold, and that concept was then reintroduced within the book The Alchemist
Oh,
by Paul Coelho.
Paul Cole. Yeah.
Yeah,
So last video was self alchemy,
sure.
whereby I had the idea of, since alchemist turned metal into gold, I wanted to turn um
Your life into something meaningful.
my life into something meaningful.
Mm.
So that was the last video, and that was 3 months ago.
Shit,
3 months ago, and we're in the new year now, 2026.
26 now. Not this
Um,
thing sound like.
no, I don't think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
bro, it's crazy.
self alchemy. A lot has happened in
A
all
lot
the
has
3 months.
shifted, bro.
A lot has shifted, bro. We spent most of our lives, teenage lives, and all that, trying to improve ourselves. And I know it's kind of cliche because like self improvement and
Yeah,
all
yeah,
that. Do you feel improved?
yeah.
Because you once mentioned something that, I think it was a quote or something like that. I have it on my phone. That as soon as you reach something, you're constantly raising the bar or something like that.
Please,
Do you,
Joe, open it up. I remember that conversation we had.
it's a thing. It's a quote. I can't remember the
Sure,
quote.
I remember what you're saying, but I don't want to butcher it.
Okay, here it is. It's a quote. It says, maybe you don't notice your progress because you're always raising your bar." Meaning that every time you achieve something, you're constantly raising the bar.
Constantly raising the
So
bar. Yeah.
you're never really grateful or grounded in the things that you've achieved
Away.
currently. So you're constantly living in the future.
Sure.
Understand? So in all our lives,
Most of our
most of our lives,
lives. I
yeah,
think.
most of our lives,
Sure.
we've constantly been chasing and trying to improve and trying to progress. We're constantly raising the bar.
Sure.
And I had a conversation with someone, and they said that when they were in primary school, their goal was to be in high school, and when they were in high school, their goal was to be in university.
Sure.
Now they're in university, their goal is to get a job,
Mm.
and once they got a job, their goal is to start a
Promote,
family. You
promotion,
understand?
those kind of things. Yeah.
Promotions and all that. And crazy thing is, once that person was in high school, they weren't grateful in high school because they were looking for something next. You understand? So my question to you now is, since we've spent most of our lives um, constantly trying to reach for something next, the next biggest thing, or self improvement, monk mode, trying to be, I don't know.
Bro, you know what my biggest goal for 2026
Uh,
is to consume less.
mm,
Like consume less as much as I can. Particularly self-improvement, self-help content.
mm,
And the reason for that is aligning to what you asking to your question before. It's because I've realized with you, as much as yes, there has been those moments whereby based on that growth mindset of constantly wanting to improve, we've seen our situation change and shift
yeah,
completely, right? But at the same time, what I'm realizing is that, as you mentioned, it makes you lose your sense of gratitude.
it's a blessing and a curse.
It's a blessing and a curse,
Uh,
right? And if it's not balanced enough, you'd find yourself in that chase, Joe.
mm,
And when you are in that chase, it's difficult to be present. It's difficult to be in the present moment and to be anchored in
exactly. Yeah.
something. You understand? Because now the thing about that, which I guess now I've been struggling with a lot, is that as much as yes, you're constantly chasing, but what is it that you are building?
Mm,
You know, like, what is it that you are establishing as something over to, okay, you know what I mean? This is something that I've established in this season of my life.
yeah, yeah.
Because even when you're trying to build something, the moment it reaches a certain point, you already see
Looking
something
for
that,
something else.
you understand what I
Yeah.
mean, dog. And sometimes that thing, it affects you in a way which you can't really fully commit into things.
Mm,
You can't fully commit into it, Dojo, because you're constantly looking for the next big thing. So yes, I appreciate the growth and everything, but at the same time, I'm learning to be more present. And being more present means being here, dog, being able
yeah.
to have the experience for what it is and not for what it can do for me.
Mm,
You understand? And I guess ever since I've adopted like Leo mentality, it's brought some sense of grounding in a way, a sense of being anchored in experiences. But the reason why I'm mentioning this is because I want to have a conversation with you about your anchor, the importance of being anchored in something bigger than yourself. What does that look like for you?
I mean, as we're saying that we're constantly trying to reach for the next thing.
Sure.
And as I said, that it's a blessing and a curse at the same time. It's a blessing because you're improving. You know, what doesn't grow dies, man.
Of course.
If if a tree doesn't grow,
Mm.
that means it's dying. If you plant a seed and years go by without it sprouting or
Yeah.
growing, that means it's dead, right? So anything that doesn't grow dies.
Yeah.
So that's the blessing of self improvement because you're constantly growing.
Mm.
And the upside of that is that you're constantly growing. You don't take time to appreciate your fruits. You
Mm.
understand? If you're
And here's my chat. Sorry to interject you when it comes to this. Ne? I want to the reason why I'm saying I'm trying to stay away from the self
improvement.
improvement for a while is because what I've also realized in fact, the idea that you need to improve something can somewhat reinforce the fact that you are not improved,
Mm.
right?
If you're trying to fix something,
If
that means it's
yeah, you can
broken.
only fix something that is broken.
Ah.
Yeah, Antol. So you always find yourself being in this miserable state of thinking that there's something wrong with you when you don't even
Mm.
realize Uguti, all the work that I've put in, I need to give myself time to embody it.
Mm.
There's end of the day, there has to be a moment where you actually embody all the lessons you've learned. There has to be that time. I was listening to I was listening to there was a podcast this morning about one out there 2819 church
Oh yeah,
Philip Mitchell.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Where but they were having a conversation about the ministry, right? About attending what do you call this? Conferences, growing a ministry, like those conferences, right? And now they spoke something which kind of aligns with what we're having a conversation about like everyone is so caught up in being in the conference that teaches them how to be a minister that they are not. I actually forgot how they put it, man, but like it was along the lines of everyone is so focused on, okay, how do I grow on this, that there isn't really people who are embodying that anymore.
Mm.
It was something along those lines. I don't want to even butcher it, yeah, but it aligns with what we're having a conversation about. What in fact, sometimes you get so caught up in wanting to become the next big thing that you forget, Uti, I've been focusing on this for so many years, and there has to be a time when I actually allow myself to embody all these lessons. So I think mostly this year, in fact, we should lean more towards embodiment.
Yeah.
You understand? Embodiment. And what does that take? What does that take? What does embodiment look to? Like how does embodiment look to?
Um, I'd say it's pausing, and yeah, for me, embodying all these lessons that, or all this growth that
Mm,
you've acquired for all these years,
sure,
embodying it would mean acknowledging it.
sure.
And acknowledging it would mean by pausing, taking a step back. And as you said, you're taking a break from watching or from consuming,
Yeah,
right? And we once had a conversation about space,
space,
creating
exactly.
space,
Sure.
um, space in a sense of being, how can I phrase this? Being clearing your mind,
Yeah,
clearing,
declutter,
decluttering. Yeah, I'm looking
declutter,
for that word.
declutter is the word.
Decluttering. And for me, embodying all these things that I've acquired would mean, yeah, stop consuming.
Mm,
Understand? Um, yeah, that's what, yeah, that's what it means for me to embody it. I mean, stop consuming and just exude everything you've acquired.
yeah, and I
So what
guess
does it mean to you?
I mean it's yeah, it's similar to what you're mentioning, right? Firstly, having to create space. I think I was reading something this
Let's get into that space.
space.
Yeah.
I think space is very important, bro. Space is very important in a sense of which for anything new to come into your life and for you to be able to appreciate it, there has to be space for it,
Mm.
right?
Oof. Yeah.
There has to be space for it. I'll give an example.
Yeah.
If you are in a if you are in a situation whereby you have like you have like 20 sneakers, 20 or like let's just say 50, let's exaggerate, 50 sneakers, right? and then you get the 51, like like the next sneaker, the
Yeah.
51st sneaker. Is it even 51st?
Whatever. Yeah.
Sure. Do you appreciate it like you would have appreciated your first one?
No, of course not. Yeah.
You know,
Mm.
if you are in a space whereby your fridge is full of food, you know, you've had food for the next, like for the longest of times,
Oh.
and then someone comes to you and offers you a gift of food. Yes, you'll appreciate it, but it won't hit,
Mm.
you know, like it
Because
would
there's no space
essentially.
basically.
But
Yeah.
where I'm trying to get to is that, like, I think even when it comes to having that ability to embody whatever that is that you're learning, there has to be a lot of letting go,
Mm.
a lot of, like, you need to create a certain, like, because you're trying to essentially pick up a new mindset altogether, right? And you trying to pick up a new mindset altogether, there's also that part of you that is caught up within the tying itself.
Trying how? Or
When you first initially started to say, I want to improve my life,
mm.
the frequency that you are vibrating on was on a frequency of tying, of saying, I'm taking a step towards improving my life.
Yeah.
But at some point, you have to stop trying and you have to start deciding, which I am already improved.
Mm.
Uniro, we watch a lot of neural knowledge,
Yeah.
right? In one of his videos, he speaks on this idea of you can't sit at two chairs at once,
Mm.
right? You cannot sit at two chairs at once.
Yeah.
And the reason why I'm mentioning this is because, bro, you can either be someone who's trying or someone who's there. But at which point do you actually decide, wait, I'm actually there? At which point do you actually decide that I'm actually there? And going back to your question about is space and what that means for me, it's also creating that space for me to be able to embody it. Saying, you know what, okay, cool, I'm done trying. I'm actually allowing myself to embody it. And that version of yourself, you reinforce it by, I think the more, I mean, even this in of itself is an act of embodiment.
Yeah.
You know, this choosing to 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 have an outlet for certain ideas that you hold
Thoughts.
dearly, thoughts that you actually have noticed,
No.
is in of itself an outlet. And this is an act, like, this is not you tying, this is you embodying
Embodied.
something.
Yeah.
You understand? So yeah, I guess that's what it means for me. But it goes deeper, man. It
It's
goes
very
deeper.
deep, man.
Yeah, it goes deeper because
And it's
mm,
it's so crazy that the most happiest, okay, I don't want to use the word happy, but okay, I'd say the most fulfilled people are the ones who have a lot of space in their lives.
of course.
I mean, we can look at someone who has 50 cars and all of these things in their lives, but they're not happy. But the person who has, you know, good family, um, I don't know,
Yeah,
you understand what I'm trying to say?
I
Like
get you, bro.
the person who has less tends to be more happy or more fulfilled in life.
You know, I think it boils down to having the ability to be content.
Yeah, yeah, contentment. Yeah,
Bro, we were having a conversation about this where we were saying
yeah.
the most,
Bro, this guy is a big ass dog, bro. Hold up. Whoa, don't pause.
sure.